Oh, child. What's up, y'all? My name is Gabrielle, aka Gabby, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Before we get deep into this video, I just want y'all to know I'm not a military YouTube page. This is just my one and done. Maybe I'll do like 2 or 3 more videos because I really don't, you know, I really don't like talking about my job. Like, I feel like being in the military is like a normal job. If you work at Target, you gonna talk about Target all the time? Like, I don't know, I just don't talk about my job like that. But I have been getting asked for the longest, and when I say the longest, I mean the longest, about making a military Q&A vlog, because I have been in the service for almost 3 years. It's gonna be 3 years in August. I've been in service for a little minute, a little grip, to give some people tips on what they need or give some advice or whatever. So I prepared a military Q&A that some of my friends and people back home be asking me. So I'm gonna just, you know, we're just gonna get into it. So first off, to y'all my homegirls, homeboys, but to everybody else at work, my name is OS3 Lucas. Yes. One thing about us military people, we don't use our first names because they see it as disrespectful. But at work, my name is OS3 Lucas, and I am an OS. I'm an operations specialist. Basically, what we do is we protect our ship.
We pretty much run the show here in combat.
We talk from here to see what's out there.
We make sure we don't crash into other people. We make sure nobody crashes into us. We make sure we don't crash to land. Like, we basically protect the ship from outside things. And yeah, we do what we gotta do. I first decked in May, I want to say May 20th, 2020. I remember because I graduated the same day and I didn't go to my graduation. Because if y'all know, around 2020, that was COVID season. So we didn't have a real graduation like everybody else. We had a drive-through. You drive through, take a picture with your diploma, and bam. It was nothing like how I personally wanted it to be, where you walk across the stage and stuff. It just wasn't like that. So it was during COVID season. So I didn't even want to go. I didn't want to go. I was like, I could just pick it up on my own. So that's how my graduation went. I am stationed in Washington State. Not Washington DC, y'all. Not Washington DC. Washington State, as in like Seattle, Washington. So we're gonna get into these questions, okay? So the first question was, can you swim? And was it hard for you to pass the swim test in boot camp? Baby, I can't swim. I don't even like getting my hair wet. So can I swim? Hell no. You don't have to be no Michael Phelps star swimmer, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be no, like, you don't have to be a fish in the water. You ain't gotta be none of that. You honestly just have to know how to stay afloat for a period of time and how to get from point A to point B.
Are you doing the video?
The military Q&A.
In your uniform?
Am I not supposed to do it in my uniform?
Cornball.
Am I not supposed to do it in my uniform?
Cornball. That's what them niggas do when they first got a boot camp. They were doing their YouTube videos and their uniforms. Boot camp, what's up? You're in 3rd class. Act your age.
I am acting my age. I thought you, like, I'm in my uniform because I just got off work. Duh.
Get comfortable, man, you know. You want to let them know that you're a human being. You're not what the uniform is. You're like a fucking cornball. Like you just got a boot camp.
See how rude my nephew is? Just rude, right? Just rude. Anyway, you made me get about my uniform. Okay, anyway, back to what we was doing. You don't have to be able to be an expert swimmer to join the service. Well, not the Navy. Like, I know a lot of these people, they be thinking, oh, you in the Navy, that means you know how to swim, you surrounded by water. Baby, I ain't never touched no water. After I joined the Navy and I went through like the little boot camp process, I did not have to touch water anymore. And even then, if you don't know how to swim, don't worry about it, because they'll teach you how to swim in boot camp. The second question was, how was boot camp and what was your day-to-day routine? Boot camp to me was like very easy. I'm not gonna cap to you, like I didn't really have a struggle in boot camp. And the day-to-day routine was like, you woke up early, you basically did exercises, you ate, you learned about like the chain of commands, how to tell what different ranks are. You learned the Sailor's Creed. You basically learn naval history. You can't really learn your job until after you graduate boot camp. Learn about how to be like a firefighter in the Navy, how to learn certain skills that you wouldn't know as a regular civilian. So it was actually pretty easy. Only thing you really have to focus on for real is learning what you need to learn as far as like the naval history and the ranks. If you learn that before you join and you pass your first initial PFA, they give you $1,000 and they rank you up. So if you're an E2 joining, you'll be E3 just off knowing your stuff. So it's very easy. I'm not gonna cap. Being in the military is easy. Boot camp was easy. It's easy if you make it. Don't be trying to make it hard crying. There were some girls in boot camp, they made them do push-ups and all these workouts and they sent over here crying, and it's not that hard. It wasn't hard if you actually like got in shape before you joined. Like if you just joined and just got flown out and you didn't think to even try to get in shape or prepare yourself, then yeah, it's going to be hard for you. So the best advice I can give you is before you join the military, before you go to boot camp, work out. Question number 3. How to study for your ASVAB. Personally, I'm not a good person to study, so I couldn't tell you for real. But basically all the things I use a website called ASVAB for Dummies. I also use their book. I looked up ASVAB questions that they possibly could have. If you paid attention to high school, you should pass. And if it's been a while for you since you've been in high school, the best thing I can advise you to do is go get an ASVAB for Dummy book, or go take practice tests online. You'll get it eventually, because they even explain it. The questions that you got wrong, they turn around and explain to you why you got it wrong and what you need to work on. I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard that they lowered the initiation score to a 10. So baby, if it's a 10, all you gotta really do is put your name on the paper and maybe answer one question. Like a 10, anybody can get in with a 10. You don't even gotta do nothing for a 10. Like a 10, just put your name on the paper. But I don't know, that's me, that's just my personal opinion, because 10, they just allowing anybody now. Anybody can get in. But that's no shade, no tea. That's just my personal opinion. 4, can you pick your duty station or where you want to be stationed? See, yes and then no, because I have in A school, I got a dream sheet that told me like 3 places where I want to be, and I could pick them out. And so I picked out 3 places, and I didn't get none of the places I wanted to be picked. I didn't get them. I picked California, Virginia. No, I picked California, Virginia, and Italy. I got Washington State. And I think for the type of ship that I wanted, I'm pretty sure I picked like a DDG or aircraft carrier, and I got a cruiser. I didn't get the orders that I wanted to. So yeah, you could pick out what you want, but they're gonna give you what they need at the time. It's not really up to you, to be honest. Number 5 was, after boot camp, what do you do? Like, where else do you go? After boot camp, you go to a school to learn more about your job, and that's what it's called, A school. A school, I wouldn't say it was lit, because I went in during the COVID period, so I couldn't even go outside for real. I couldn't go outside, be a city girl. But I mean, it was alright for what I could do. But as soon as I left, they opened up the base, and my A school was across the street from boot camp. It was still Chicago, always. So, you know, I didn't go nowhere specific. I wanted to go down to Florida, but I didn't know that my A school was in Chicago. How is it sleeping on the ship? Child, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's nasty. It's nasty. Like, them girls, not everybody is as clean as you, okay? So not everybody knows what is right and what is wrong, because not everybody was raised the same. So a lot of things that I find disgusting, somebody thinks is normal. So you really ain't got no personal space for real. We hear everything. We can hear the next person snoring, all that stuff. We can look inside your rack, see what you're doing. Like, that's how much personal space you have, which is 0. When you're in a ship, you don't have personal space. And honestly, depending on what rack you are, you might not have no personal rack space either. Because if you, there's 3 racks. There's the top one that's towards like almost the ceiling. There's the middle one, and there's the bottom one that touches the floor. If you have the bottom rack, people step all over your rack. People, that's just how people are. How often do you go home? Okay, well, this is not like a job I can call off work or just not show up. If I don't show up, I go to jail. I'm AWOL. So I don't get to see my family too often, but that's because I'm on the West Coast. I feel like if I was on the East Coast, I was stationed in Virginia or Florida, I would take the trip to see my family. But I actually have to put out, I have to request days off, and they don't give you that many days off. And then sometimes if you do have a lot of days off, they don't want you to take so many at one point, and like at a period of time. They will deny your stuff. So I don't go home a lot, but I also, when you join the service, you see who your real friends and family is, because you could be home, you already done bought the plane ticket to come home, yet your friends will be like, oh, come over here, or come see me, come do this, come do that. And it's like, I already took the time out to take leave, because that's what it's called. I already took the time out to take leave, and you want me to come to you? No, I ain't doing that. And I also believe, like, it's good to go home and see your family, but if you know you don't get to travel as much as everybody else, don't just waste it on going home. Travel. Go somewhere you want to go. Your family, yeah, they gonna always be there. So, same as your friends, they gonna always be there. But while you're young and have the chance to travel, go travel. And then see your family, like, en route back to your duty station or something. Like, I'm not gonna go home every time I take leave. Do I regret joining? Yes, and then no, because I see my friends stay in college and they look like they living their best life and stuff, and I'm just here. And then there's some days where it's like, I'm glad I didn't do nothing crazy, because a lot of people, they're in debt. They're gonna be in debt when they get out of college. Like, you don't never know somebody's future, what it holds. But one thing about the Navy, it's a promising job. It's a promising paycheck. Regardless if I go to work or not, I'm still getting paid. The benefits that I get from joining, yeah, they're not like, people make it seem like the benefits is so grand, it's so good, and it's really not all that. But I'm not having to pay for and do as much as a civilian is doing. So it's like, and I was fresh out of high school. It has its pros and its cons. Not every day gonna be sunny, blue skies and stuff. But what Glorilla said, that's why I love them all. That was so ghetto. What is it like being a woman of color in the service? Well, being a woman of color in service, baby, it's honestly, it's what you make it. First of all, I'm not gonna cap. A lot of people, they be on women of color. They be on our hair a lot, rather than being on somebody, you know. No offense, cause our hair is beautifully made. It's beautiful to the T. But also we can't do the little buns and stuff that these other people can, cause our hair just don't go like this. It don't do that. Not all the time. And some hairstyles, like if we was to dye hair blonde, some people would have a problem with a black girl having blonde hair. But then, like, if it was another race You know, if it was another race who dyed their hair blonde, it wouldn't be a problem. We're just now starting to be more outspoken and like speaking up for what is not going, what we're not going for and stuff. And I love that for us, because a lot of people beforehand, they was just taking it and nobody was speaking up. So I'm glad that our generation and the people that are joining now are actually starting to speak up, because now it's starting to get to where it needs to be. Somebody asked me, are they racist or homophobic? Look, man, I'm gonna just put it like this. There's going to be somebody who does not like you for what you do, for what you look like, for what you, the way you talk, the way you act, the way you do everything. If you gay, you gay. Some people don't like that. If you black, you black. If you Mexican, you Mexican. So a lot of people don't like, that's just how people are raised. That's just people, but don't like that. You shouldn't let that dictate if you want to join or not, or if you should. Another person asked me, should I go officer or enlisted? Baby, if I would have known more about the officer route, I would have went officer. Officers, they get treated better than enlisted. Enlisted cool too, you know, it's not too bad, but it's like when you watching somebody who don't know what they doing and they get credit for it, it's like, bro, I can say being enlisted, I taught a lot of officers. I wouldn't say I taught a lot of officers. Being enlisted, I taught some officers my rate and how to do things that I do on a normally day basis when I was on an active ship. Mind y'all, I'm not on an active ship. I used to go TAD to active ships. So when I was TAD to active ships, I would have officers who would come to me and ask me how to do certain things and to teach them. And I would teach them. I really don't care, but you see what I'm saying? They don't have to know what we know to get paid. They could do the bare minimum and still get treated better than enlisted. Another question was relationships in the military, dating in the same command. Baby, don't do it. I don't know if people have heard the saying, don't shit where you work. Don't where you work, okay? I'm telling that now, because I've seen it happen too many times. I've seen it happen too many times where somebody at my command were dating, and then they had arguments, or everybody knew they were dating and now it's the talk of the town. Like, being in the service, being in the Navy is like being in high school all over again. You ain't got no privacy already, and people know all your business. So it's okay to date people in the military, but a lot of people have double lives, okay? A lot of people, especially when you join in boot camp, you got your little boot thing at home. You think you gonna be upright and tight for when you get out of boot camp. You just offer them, and it's like, that's not how it ends. Like, that's not how it ends. I hate to break some of y'all feelings, but baby, once you get to the fleet, you're gonna be messing with somebody else, and you just gonna have to cut the other person back home off. And then there's some people who are here and they are married and mess with somebody else. So like, it honestly just depends on that person. But if you want to take that risk, go ahead and take that risk. But not everybody is the same, if that makes sense. There is good people in the military. I hate when people be like, oh, don't date a military person. No, they sneaky, they hoes, they this, they that. It's like, bro, not everybody's on that type of time. That's just the type of people you have been around and noticed. The next question is, what are the benefits of joining? Benefits of joining, I'm gonna give you the rundown they gave me. You get beautiful health care. No, you go to school for free. You get to travel. You get to learn life rewarding experiences, and you get to take the experiences that you have from being in the military outside to being a civilian when you're ready. Let me give you the real tea. This little healthcare that's so beautiful and exciting and it's very much good for you, it's not all that, okay? Like, it's really not all that. This is real chill facts. This is real, because nobody, to me, this is my personal opinion, nobody really notices something wrong with you or even care to notice that something's wrong with you until it's too late. There's been times where a lot of people have asked for so much help. I need therapy, I need this, I need that, and they say they don't offer it, or they're saying like, you're just trying to make excuses to get out of work, go to work. And then when you turn around, that person done did something and it's just too late. That's how it normally is. I wish that's something that could be changed, but it don't look like nobody's. It is what it is. They say that they give you free schooling, but they don't say that you have to be on the ship for 3 years. I joined the service thinking I could go to school right after A school. Like, I wasn't gonna just start off in school as soon as I get out of boot camp at A school. Like, I wanted to take some time. So I was gonna go on the ship for like a year, chill out, you know what I'm saying? Nobody told me that I had to stay on the ship. On the ship, not my career contract. I had to be on the ship for 3 years before they would even think about giving me a GI Bill or whatever to pay for my schooling. So yeah, they do offer you free school, but you gotta do some work first. So yeah, the experience that you get from your job, yeah, you may be able to take it out to the civilian world, but it just depends on if you actually enjoy your job. If you don't enjoy your job, it's like, why would I do that outside and I didn't even like it here? And the last question, the very last question, was, because I was reading off my book. The last question was, do I like the Navy? Let me tell y'all something. let me tell y'all a story, a little quick story. So I was senior year of high school, and my recruiter at the time, I gave him my number thinking, yeah, I'm gonna go to the Navy. And then at the last minute, I was just like, I don't think I want to do this. So I was ducking him. So before I depped in, I used to work at Walmart. So I was at Walmart. I just happened to come in early. So I'm walking. I feel somebody staring at me. I'm like, who is this staring? I turn over and it's my recruiter. I'm like, oh shit. I've been ducking this man for so long. Now you're coming up to my job to find me. So what did I do? I ducked behind one of the little refrigerators that hold the little soft drinks inside, like the Sprites and waters and stuff. I ducked behind the refrigerator. I'm like, dang, I hope he didn't see me. And next thing I know, he come around the corner. He was like, so you've been ducking me, huh? And I was like, what? Bro, yeah, my phone off. What are you talking about? Like, my phone's off. Ain't nobody ducking you. Hey, how you doing? You look good. Like, he was just like, cut the bullshit. So do you want to join the service or not? Because now I feel like you playing with me. And I'm like, yeah. I'm having second thoughts. And it was just like, all right, just come down to the office. And from then on, that was history. So originally I didn't want to join the Navy. I really wanted to do the Air Force, but at the time the Air Force wasn't taking people. So, and it wasn't taking people worldwide, because a lot of people that joined the Navy at my time, they did not want to join the Navy. They wanted to go for the Air Force, but the Air Force wasn't answering. So they joined the Navy. So now that I am here, I would like to say that I've had my days where it's like I really do like the Navy. I can do this. And then there's like majority of the time where I'm just like, bro, I just can't do this. I feel like your first command has a influence on if you could keep doing this or would you not do this. But I've been told by so many people to not dictate my Navy career based off my first command. So it's like, yeah, do I like the service? Do I like the Navy? I can't really dictate it right now because it's just my first command. I do want to try to do a shore duty to see, like, do I really like this or am I just tired of it? I do want to do a shore command, but for right now, I'm gonna have to say I don't know, man. I'm just here, steady paycheck. I don't have to worry about much of nothing but to show up and do what I'm told to do and leave. I hope this was a video that answers most of the questions that a lot of people have been asking me. If it wasn't, I'm sorry. You know, I'll make some more. No, I won't. But if you have any more questions, y'all are free to hit my comment section. You can go to my Instagram, which is Gabrielle A. Lucas. Thanks for staying this far, if you actually stayed this far. And like, comment, subscribe, and that'll be y'all. Bye, y'all.